Okay, and then again, you can go ahead and you can pick up a second material. And the way all this is going to work, if you come over here, this is our default cube. This is the cube that we start with at the landing page. If I click the little circle that's over here that says material, you'll notice there's a circle with all this other stuff back here. Okay. What we need to do in order to make this so that there's only one material, we'll just hit the minus sign right there. That gets rid of that. So when we export FBX, just leave all those defaults there. They should all already be right where they were at. We're going to close that edit. We're going to right click and we're going to hit re-import. It's going to give us all the same error messages. You'll have to go back every time you re-import and fix all that. But when we place it, you notice over here we only have one material now, whereas before we had two. This is actually kind of useful if you do want more than one material applied to two different sections. If you've got two different overlays or something, you can actually get it to assign three separate materials. The easiest way to do this is just to pick one, hit the plus sign, hit plus new there. Sorry, let me start over again. You just come down here and hit new, and you'll notice there's two materials, which we don't want that. We're going to come up. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, there we go. Material 02. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to hit new. You'll notice this says material 03. We're going to hit new and that says material 04. Export FBX. Export. Again, all the defaults should be there if you've already been working. I don't have to change it a second time unless I need to tweak something. When you save the file and you reopen it though, it won't be there again. So keep that in mind. Right click, we're going to re-import it again. Click OK. Look how you notice how it loaded in three materials now. Now I have three here. If I go to edit, we're just going to go ahead and here edit it. There is something you can do where you can hit the highlight button and it's going to show you what each one of them is. So you can do that if you wanted to do it. The way that actually works and the way Unreal knows that there is, you'll notice that each material has its own name. Material 1, Material 2, Material 3, and Material 4. Excuse me there. Each time that Unreal looks at it as it imports, it's going to see Material 0, it's going to see Material 1, Material 2, and Material 3. If you really wanted to, let's see here, and I'm going to try this. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I haven't really messed with this set yet. Plus, we're going to hit new. You'll notice it only applied it to the one, not the other, so you can't really do that. What you can do is click this little drop down, and we'll just assign it material 5. Actually, we're going to go with 0 material. We're going to go over here, and we're going to go over 0 material. Now, if you remember right, we're going to look at it again. We have 3 different ones, okay? We're going to go to File, and we're going to go ahead and hit Export FBX. Export. And we're going to go back over here and we're going to re-import this one more time. Re-import. And I apologize if I'm moving a little fast on it. I know I tend to operate a little quicker than some people can, so feel free to pause it if you haven't already been doing that. And you'll notice if I hit highlight, the 2 outer edges are their own, and then the inner is its own. So that's just one way you can assign multiple materials. Particularly the one example I keep going back to is the light. If let's say this was a light and these were the 2 rods on the outside that were holding it and you wanted this to be a light source, it was a sphere or something, you could make that a light and that would emit that one bright white that you had, that just generic texture you put on it. Or if you wanted the outside to be the light source, you could make these 2 out here, the white ones, the light source, and this is just the fixture holding it. Again, that's just one example. Another one would be like a wall panel that had an intricate inlay or something different on the inside, and you wanted to make a much more detailed inlay on its own texture, and you wanted to bring it in, and you wanted the outside just to be a little bit different. That would be what you want. One thing to bear in mind, and I just wanted to cover this when importing, is complexity. Sometimes you can make something so complex, and it's going to make more sense when I get to the UV mapping. You kind of have to go through all the videos and see all the different little things that go on with importing and exporting and all that. The intricacies of something like, say, a cylinder, and I'm just going to import one real quick for you. You can make one too if you want. I'm just going to delete these, delete that, and delete that. Go to Tools, drop in, not a circle, drop in a cylinder. Let's go ahead and give this 64 sides. We're going to double it effectively. It looks nice and pretty and smooth. Hit spacebar, hit shade smooth, enter. That fixes one of the error messages when you import it. Again, not really that important, but one by one. And that's going to put it right there just so that we've got the pivot point where we want it. Hit export, FBX. I'm just going to keep it under the same name. You can rename it if you're wanting to. And I keep hitting cancel because I'm not knowing how to operate a mouse right now. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to re-import. And you'll notice what's going on here when I zoom in. There is a lot of faces to this. And if I go to edit, and I'm going to do this one more time where I hit recompute, and you can do it yourself. You'll watch the shadowing and all that will change. Now you can really kind of see all the faces. I'm going to do this real quick. Again, we're going to get into more detail, so don't really go too far into this. Just hit the space bar, or sorry, not the space bar, hit the tab key. Everything should be selected. Space bar, mark seam. Everything should turn orange. Hit U, and then just hit the unwrap button. Go back into Unreal Tournament and re-import that same piece. Okay, it's been imported. Hit the edit button. Now if you go to UV maps, oh Lord, it helps if you export the piece after you've got done making it. Now, if you remember right, you can hit Shift F10 to get to this menu. I just wanted to make sure that everything was there. I have one UV map. We're going to hit Tab. We're going to go back. I'm going to export it one more time. I'm not sure if I did that or if I skipped that step or if I just misclicked somewhere. I'm going to close that out. I'm going to re-import. Successfully re-imported. I'm going to right click and we're going to hit edit. Okay, there's my UV maps. And you'll notice they're all nice and neatly laid out. So you'll notice though how many squares there are. If I go here and I click generate UV maps, I'm just going to show you what Unreal does and how it spaces them out. This makes a little bit more sense this way. Notice how spaced out they are. That's a fairly simple mesh, but there's so many faces and sides and it's so complex that it has all of this mapping. And the more of those you put in, especially faces and such, the more mapping space it's going to take up. It is possible to put 2 UV channels. I know it can be done in Maya. I don't know yet on my end whether or not it can be in Blender. I'm sure it can. I just have to figure it out. And of course, as soon as I do, I'm going to post a video and walk you guys through it. That pretty much covers everything. We're going to get more into depth in exactly what I did on marking the seam and all that. If you want to, go ahead and go into Blender real quick, delete that cube out, and I'm just going to show you guys real quick before we get off of here. Something real simple. Make a cube. Matter of fact, make 3 cubes. No, just make 1 cube. Spacebar and hit the UU button. If you go to Shift F10, you're going to see something that looks gray or orange like that. We're going to export that real quick. I'm trying to get this done. I don't think I'm going to get it done. Anyway, just go ahead and export that. I'm going to run out of time on the video. I don't think it makes sense to make another quick video on this. And import that and then go into the UV maps. That'll be your homework, so to speak. And you'll notice it looks real weird. If you go ahead and build the level, it's going to give you an error message. See what the error message is, and we're going to cover that in the next one. Again, I'm running out of time here, so hope you guys enjoyed the video set. Look forward to me reading up on the next part of this. Thank you again.